Welcome. The only reason I'm saying this is because I'm editing the video right now and I realized it was just going to go straight into it. So this is post video me, like post knowing that I'm going to post this. These next 7 days, which meaning one episode a day, will be about me, the mental retreat, why I'm doing it, what caused it, and yeah, the great thing is that you're learning it as I'm going through it, which I think is great, because I'm learning it at pretty much the same time that you're finding it out. So yeah, these next 7 days will get really dark and personal, probably more than I would want to, and it's very much shown by the first video already that I'm uploading, probably very soon. There's not much else to it. I have so many ideas. After this, I have so many more ideas. I'm not going to run out of ideas for months upon months. This first week, it'll probably be the hardest to get everything done, but I've got the time, I've got the retreat, I've got the peace, and I can do it. So yeah, the first week will be focused on me, my mindset, me as a person. And after that, we're gonna get dark and deep into all sorts of sectors, to philosophy, all the way to psychology. Hell, we'll go into the biological makeup of ourselves, sociological constructs. It will be all there. Don't know exactly how frequently, but the first week I'm guaranteeing a video a day. Hopefully around 20 minutes, fingers crossed. More or less. Yeah, I hope you enjoy. I'm recording this now the 6th time. I got so far into it just now, and I just lost the flow. As we know, I'm now on a mental retreat. Yeah, it's probably the name I'm gonna go with. That's what I've been telling people. So day 1 of the mental retreat, the focus, I think the first week most likely will be the past experiences and what that did to me, how it affected me, and everything from the past. So we're opening Pandora's box. It's safe to say we're opening the box of pain and torture, which is it's going to take a lot out of me, because I think I spent 30 minutes writing up these notes, 30 minutes thinking about these notes, and another 30 actually writing it all out. And my favorite way is just blurting it all out and then condensing it into notes. So I did my personal statement, and it worked, and it works because I just blurt every problem, whatever the thing would be, and I just write it all off that's going on in my head, and that's what I'm doing now. So I think the best place, we'll start with why the mental retreat's even happening. Just because I lost myself. I lost the foundations that I built over year 11. I think year 11 was the most impactful year because it was the year that I was alone. Not lonely, but alone, at peace, isolating myself, an enemy, taking myself out of society for a year, and it worked because I found myself and I found things I wanted to do, friends that I met that had bonded over being alone. Not physical friends, online friends, yeah. But I bonded and I figured myself out. I found myself for the first time, I think, after what happened. I just need that inner stability again, because I've realized I'm kind of just running off impulse, instinct, the innate factors. I haven't slowed down and thought about what I'm doing. I'm just kind of doing it, and I'm in the heat of the moment. And by the time I realize what's happened, I'm back at home in my bed. And I realized that today, that I realized today that the past influenced a lot more than realised. I thought it was just kind of like a stop and go almost. That it just occurred, and then I forgot about it, and then blah, blah, blah. I would say the people that know this are probably 8 of you. Around 8 of you, maybe more or less counting. I don't exactly know how many. But the problem I've realised is more people that I've spoken to in an intimate way or in a relationship way know about this than my friends, some of my close friends who I've known for years. Which I think isn't fair on you, but also on me, because you know me as an egotistical, narcissistic, self-centered, selfish individual, and you would always think, it's because of the gym, or whatever it would be, right? But that's sadly not it. That's not what changed me as a person, or kind of rebooted me into a person. People thought it was the addiction. People thought it was the relationship in year 10. People thought it was so many different things that impacted me, what I am now. But sadly, it's none of those things. Those things were influenced by a bigger factor. And that was Poland 2023, I think. I don't even know anymore. 2023. Poland 2023? I think, yes. It was the summer going from year 9 into year 10. I usually get to this part, and this is where I just start cracking down, and I just can't do it, because verbalizing it is so much different to texting it. Example, it just is. That's just how I am. I could write every single thing down. I've done that just now with no problem, and I didn't feel anything. But as soon as now I have to verbalize it, it's rough. Again, I'm not asking for sympathy. This is not something that I want. I'm so sorry it happened, right? There's nothing that I could do to change and go back. And to be honest, there is nothing that I would do to go back and change it. Like, I wouldn't change anything about what happened and how I ended up now. I'm not gonna brief down big details because, well, there's no point. 14-year-old Casper thought it was a great idea. Sneak out one time in Poland, go out and drink. It's fine, cool. Yeah, go do that. But it ended in the wrong way, because I got into the wrong group, not even wrong group, but a blind group who didn't see what was happening, even though they saw me getting dragged up those stairs, and they didn't stop it, which I'm not holding them accountable. You know, they were having fun drinking, but it took a toll on me. You know, I am dragging it out, yeah, because there's the words, they don't perceive meaning, but to most people, but they have meaning to me. Not, again, I'm not asking for sympathy with any of it. But yeah, I was sexually assaulted for 3 nights. First night was the heat of the moment. 40-year-old Casper. He had an opportunity, he took it. Drunk, absolutely. And I think no matter what person, they would have taken it. Male, obviously. But hormones and whatnot influenced it. First night, it happened. Second night, mistake. I shouldn't have gone back. Third night, I almost found pleasure in it, almost comfort. And then after the third night, where I'm just left there on the bed, after being asked to drink, smoke, just for her entertainment was rough. and that made me realise how bad it was. And I couldn't really tell anyone, because who are you going to go tell? You know, and literally I was going home the next night. So by the time I fully gained awareness of what happened, it was too late. And I kind of just left it there and dwelled on it. And then I got in the first relationship that lasted 3 weeks because I just didn't know what to do with myself and it felt right. Then I liked that feeling that I didn't have to focus on it. And then, yeah, that was that. I'm not going to go through the whole life story of how life-changing events happened, but that was it. And then after that, it just kind of fell into place and one thing happened. But once I realised this couldn't go on, it was like I felt weak physically, because I tried to stop, but something just physically, I just couldn't. I was frozen almost in place. I was just like fear. For the first time I'd felt fear and actually like gained awareness in that very moment. So yeah, and then the gym, I stumbled upon the gym, and that was something that I felt could protect me, or I could build something that could protect me. I let the gym nurture me almost and give me an environment that I could be safe in, because there was no problems there. It was me and the weights, and that's it, and music. And it felt good because then I could build myself up. But in sync with that was the ego that built from that, and it almost went parallel with each other. It was one was following the other. So yeah, it was a self-defense mechanism. You know, the gym coincided, it built the ego, but then the ego decided, I'm gonna take the forefront, and I'm simply not gonna let you be the weak human being you were once. And they just coincided, and then the ego almost it did turn into narcissism. It's like it was like the ego and narcissism went one to one. It was I didn't become this egotistical self because I did this or that, or I came out strong. No, I was weak. I was the weakest I think I ever was in that point of life, and I just wanted to protect myself again, you know, not be vulnerable and kind of regain the control I thought I had, but deep down I never had it. It was kind of today that I realized the narcissism really isn't a good thing. Yes, it's a thing, it's protecting me, but it doesn't need to protect me anymore. And I don't know why it took so long for me to realize. You would think it would, you know, come with the consciousness and the awareness that I have now, or the intelligence I have now as well. I'm reading the notes because, again, I don't think my mind could break this down, and I sat here in a video yapping. I couldn't do it. So yeah, that was pretty much that. And the thing that scared me the most wasn't that, but is when it came to psychedelics. The first time I did them, I was scared. Not for the sake of what's about to happen, for the sake of what that situation Olin would have led to in the trip. Would it have confronted me? Would it have seen me as a bad person because I went back? Would it have seen it as a bad thing that I did, and then it would have punished me for it, and then I would have just ended up in that cycle again? But it didn't. Morgan Freeman, when it was summer, and then the most recent October time I've done them, it was a warm orb. So Morgan Freeman and the warm orb. The first time I did them was Morgan Freeman kind of gave it comfort. He mentioned it, and he said, it wasn't your fault. What had happened was beyond your control at that point, and you can't let that still affect you. And that's when I kind of realized I can try again and I can be happy again and let go of like the ego. And at that point I let go of societal pressures, I let go of it, and I just became Enemy again. And it was great. I was literally a baby. I had no self. I was just there laying in this direct chair. And it was just warmth. There was nothing else to it. There was just peace. I could step away from the chaos. The acid trip's not as much. I feel they didn't mention any of it. Maybe because I didn't have a breakthrough, or maybe just because different, synthetic and natural, but maybe different. And no, I'm not promoting the use of psychedelics or drugs. And then the most recent time, October, I did them again, and the warm it didn't speak to me, but it gave me feelings. It like conveyed warmth and colour, almost is the best way to put it, just like how my dreams are. It gave me the colour and the warmth, and it told me it's going to be okay again. And I liked that because I could just again slip back into that little pocket of mine where nothing else mattered. Nothing mattered. Not nothing else. Nothing mattered. So yeah, that was a build-up. And yeah, sorry. So the ego doesn't have a hold on me anymore. I can loosen. I don't need to be this big self-centered individual who only cares about himself because it's easier to care about myself than others, because others had ended up hurting me. I wouldn't say I don't have strength now. Once I'm going to let the ego go, obviously I'm not going to just magically let it go in one day. It's going to take time. But I wouldn't say, again, it's not weakness, but it is, I think at this point I'm doing it out of strength, peace, presence itself, but without the defense. And yeah, day one of the retreat really told me that most people's lives are onions, and they do have layers. And you've really got to peel back to the center to find what really caused it. I couldn't even gym. I couldn't even be at the gym today. I couldn't fully focus on it because the whole mental retreat thing had taken my whole focus. I had to leave because I was just like, I need to get this out. I need to express it. So no, this isn't for me to gain sympathy or for me to ask for help or anything. Absolutely not. What happened, and I'm not glad it happened, but I'm glad I came out the way I did, because I wouldn't have my life any other way at this moment. So I hope this doesn't change anyone's opinion about me, because there's nothing that's changed about me now. Yeah, as I said, the past shaped me, but it does not define me. I like that, yeah. That's going to be the takeaway. That's going to be the name of the title. The past shaped me, but it doesn't define me. I don't know if I'll do these daily, because if so, I'd have to do 30 videos. I could. I don't know if I want to, but the first week we're definitely going to focus on the past. And I think this is the best way to start it, with what had caused the butterfly effect. I think me sneaking out that night had caused everything in my life to be the way it is, because it did. Every ripple started there. Every big wave, or small, had started at that point. Yeah, I think that is pretty much what day one of the retreat is about. How I am not my past experiences, but only my response to them. and how I will respond to future experiences. That's the person I am. Not the experiences itself, absolutely not. That does not define me as a person. I wouldn't say that defines anyone as a person, because it doesn't. The person I was a month ago is not the same person I am now, which is, again, a really bizarre concept. But we'll get into that another day. So yeah, the first week will be past. Today was the, what would I even call it? I don't know. Yeah, there you go. I wouldn't say it has a name, and it doesn't need a name. So yeah, again, not asking for sympathy. I don't need it. I was alone. No one realised for a whole year. No one had even asked. But yeah, that happened. I'd say I came out fine. Not the best I could have, but definitely fine. It could have been a lot worse. I could have been a lot worse of a person, and I could have let that define me and just influence me to be a bad person, evil, whatever, manipulative. I am, but not in that way. I don't fully use it against people. It's a great excuse. I could have became the worst person on earth. I could have let it influence me and become almost as evil as the action that had happened to me. Not saying not saying I'm gonna, like, I would do that, but almost like a tied evil to that, doing something on lines of that to make me feel better, to fill the void, to fill the hole that was there. But I didn't, and I think it's great that happened. So yeah, I think that's the takeaway on day one. I hope this stays where it is, because I know who's on the private account. I know who I've told. So, this is the closest you'll get to Gaspar, I would say. So, yeah.